My name is Anwar. I'm Director of Global Education. Today we have a guest, Daria Fisher-Jones from Oxford International, who represents the universities such as Greenwich University, the Montfort, Bangor, Dundee, and Jacobs University in the United Kingdom. Hi, Daria.
Hello, Anwar. Nice to see you today.
Yep, thank you. A lot of, I have a question about, first of all, most important part, I guess, it's about the COVID situation right now in the United Kingdom. I'm sure a lot of students who are willing to go to United Kingdom, they would be interested in this, first of all.
Well, so the situation is now getting better. So from the 1st of June, well, from today, we already have shops opening. So now we are allowed to open shops outdoors. So from the 15th of June, we're going to open shops everywhere. So what's happening right now? So we are able to go out, so we can do unlimited walking, unlimited trips. We can go now to other cities as well. So we are allowed gatherings of people now. So before we used to do social distancing, now we can gather with up to 6 people, but just outside. So life is getting better in terms of lockdown, and we really hope that by August, I think, so it would be as usual, maybe with some social distancing, of course, but we will be able to start studying offline, to, well, live normal life, to travel as well. And if we talk about universities, so till October, till the 5th of October, everything will be online. So we pushed the beginning of our courses to 5th October to ensure that the students can actually travel and can join. So we have some backup plans. I'm going to talk about them tomorrow, but today, I mean, in the presentation, but yeah, talking about the situation, it's getting better and better, and I would say that there is absolutely nothing to worry for students.
Now, one of the first questions I have is that UK, of course, UK education is one of the best, most prestigious, but maybe you can tell us a little bit why students should go to UK to study.
Well, that's an interesting question. Well, I would say that really UK education is, well, first of all, of high quality, and that's the reason why students should really go and study abroad. And also UK now gives excellent opportunities, excellent job opportunities, because starting from this year, UK is going to launch the 2-year post-study visa. That means that students will be able to stay to work, well, almost as much as they can, because as soon as you secure your workplace and as soon as you find the job offer from the job provider who can provide you with work visa and stuff like that. So yeah, you're sorted.
I want to, if you would like to give us a little bit more information about the universities that the Oxford International represents, that would be awesome.
Yeah, of course. So I actually have my presentation. So do you want me to share my screen?
Yeah,
I think that would be great. So yeah, that's me. So I'm the representative of our 4 universities in the UK. And today, well, mostly we're going to talk really, I think, about September 2020. As what we are trying to do, we're just staying positive and continuing our studies next year, well, and this year as well. So as I mentioned today already, so we're going to talk a little bit about life in the UK and our plans for September and all the new products that we launched during this uncertain time. It's virtual learning environments. This is our processional English, which went online as well. It is online courses like online pre-masters and our plans for blended learning, both online and offline. So as well, as I mentioned, so starting from today, we're starting to get out of the lockdown. So we are opening shops. We are allowed to see our friends in groups of 6 people maximum. We are continuing to work from home, and our students continue to study online. So we didn't stop the studies. Life is continuing. Of course, there are things that students are really worried about. So this is limited travel, this is IELTS centers being closed, and many students need IELTS in order to apply for visa, and that's financial instability. And what we've done about that is limited start dates during the year. We don't require IELTS anymore. We can take many alternatives. And also we have great scholarships and other offers, because we understand that now students and families are facing some financial instability. So yeah, the start of studies is going to be later. It's going to be October, and students can move to November or January as well. We will refund the students who can't travel. So if the student can't travel or just decides to cancel, it's okay. We're going to refund them, or we're going to move their money to next available intake. And we're offering really nice scholarships to our students. So this is actually a PDF that was launched actually today. So I've added it to my presentation. So what we're doing now, we've developed 3 options for students. So option 1 is just the best one, that the students are able to travel and they want to travel and to study in October. So yeah, great. So we are going to start our studies in October. There is a late enrollment deadline of the 2nd of November, almost in all our universities. And yeah, that's it. That's option 1 for students who really want to study their studies, well, as usual in normal life. So option 2, so if the student can't travel because of travel restrictions or anything else, or if the student is just being really very worried about the pandemic situation in the world, what we can offer blended tuition. So the student can join us online for first term and then continue their studies in January, normally on campus. So in this case, the student will receive a 33% discount on his online tuition. So that's an option for students. As I said, we want to study in September, but if the student is unsure, so yeah, here's the option. And also we have an extended foundation program starting from November, and that's as well an option for students who don't want to start in October, but who think that January is going to be too late. So we have an option for them. It's November, actually. Also, we have always been accepting IELTS alternatives. So if the student, if his IELTS is 5.5, if the level of English is 5.5, so we can accept many alternatives like IELTS, non-UKVI IELTS, we can accept TOEFL, we can accept Pearson test, and we've also started our own online English test, Oxford International Test of English. So why it is really good? Because it's 100% online, so the student doesn't need to travel. The dates are super flexible, so you can take it really every day. The results comes really very quickly, just in 3 working days, and the price is as well really nice. So our Oxford International online test is just £50, while compared to TOEFL, compared to IELTS, it's really great price. And with the structure, it looks a little bit like IELTS, but it's online. So the first part, we assess your speaking, listening, reading, and writing skills. Looks mostly like Pearson VESA type, actually. Then it's the writing test, when the student needs to write an essay. And it's as well a speaking test over Skype, usually. Also, if the student doesn't meet the entry criteria, so if he doesn't have IELTS 5.5, what we're doing, we are offering pre-sessional English. So if your IELTS has 5.0 in any of the components, we're going to offer 6 weeks pre-sessional English. If your IELTS is 4.5, we're going to offer 12 weeks pre-sessional English. And there's many things now, all this pre-sessional goes online. So here are the dates. And also the price is discounted, so it is much cheaper to do it offline than to do it online. So yeah, so here are the entry requirements I showed you already. Also talking about online programs, if there are students interested not in bachelor degree but in master's degree, we have online pre-masters. So we have an online pre-masters starting pretty soon on the 29th of June. So students will be able to join our one-term online pre-masters and then progress to university already in September or October 2020. So if there are any students who already have a bachelor diploma or any other certificates, they will be able just to join us in summer, do everything online, and join us offline on campus here in the UK in September or October. So about our universities. So we have 4 universities we're partners with now, 4 universities in the UK, and yeah, we have Jacobs University in Germany, but because of the coronavirus pandemic, we decided to postpone our intake probably for January. So we are not going to get any students for this September, but we're still, well, very good with the UK. So we have University of Greenwich in London. We also have the Montfort University located in Leicester, 1 hour from London on train. We have Bangor University, well, in Bangor, North Wales, and we have University of Dundee in Scotland. So what we do, we actually do, we do undergraduate programs and postgrad as well. So for undergraduate programs, we do International Year Zero or Foundation, and we do International Year 1 as well. And for postgraduate programs, we do pre-masters. So a very important thing is that all the programs are going to be on the campus of university. So you are the student of the university from day 1. And also, we are giving 1 visa. So when you come to our program, either foundation or international first year, you are going to have your visa for your first year of studies with us, for your preparation program, and for your studies with the university as well. So you don't need to come back home, reapply for visa, take IELTS once again, and that's it. So you get 1 visa for everything. Yeah, as I mentioned, there are 2 options. Option 1, International Year Zero or Foundation. We accept students on this program straight after school. And we have a second option, International First Year. So it is a combination of foundation and first year, I would say. So it helps you to save 1 year of time. And here we as well can accept students after school, after 11 classes, but your GPA should be a little bit higher in this case. Also the programs for which we are doing International Year 1. So if we are doing foundation just for everything, International Year 1 is usually for business, engineering, and computing. So our prices are quite affordable for the UK. So even without scholarships, Greenwich is around £14,000 per year, and accommodation you can find it starting from £5,000 per year. Also, as I mentioned, we have really nice scholarships. So with the University of Greenwich, the nicest scholarships are actually for computing, engineering, science and social sciences and law. We are going to remove some of the scholarships from 5th of June. So if there is anyone wanting to do computing or engineering or other stuff, so just hurry up. If you pay your deposit till 5th of June, you can guarantee the scholarship. And also, starting from today, we decided that the scholarships for business comes back. So it's going to be £1,500 scholarships for those who are doing business. And also, as we're removing the big scholarship here for computing, and as we're removing big scholarship for engineering, students will still be able to qualify for the small scholarship as for business. So yeah, for Greenwich, minimum scholarship 1,500, maximum scholarship 4,000. At the Montfort University, we are offering £2,000 for actually all programs, all International Year Zero and all International Year 1. And well, compared to normal price, the normal price is £14,000 approximately. At Dundee, yeah, we as well have some really nice scholarships as well. And Bangor is offering £4,000 for most of its undergraduate programs too. So University of Greenwich is now actually one of our most popular locations for studies. So here in white, it's the campus itself. So the good thing is that you can travel really, really quickly, just 20 minutes by underground from central London. And yeah, particularly Greenwich is popular for business and management. So actually for International Year 1, we have lots of students at business and management routes. Also, it is top 10 for general engineering, top 13 for mechanical engineering, and they're really great for politics and international relations. So yeah, as I mentioned, really very accessible. Zone 2, very beautiful building. So here is our main campus. So here, first of all, we do all of our foundation programs and international year 1 programs, pre-masters as well. And for continuing studies, the students are going to do architecture, business, computing, education, humanities, and law. So this is our main campus. We also have an Every Hill campus. So here we have health and sports, but what is more important that here we have lots of really, really cheap accommodation. And it usually takes you 45 minutes by bus to central London. So really cheap accommodation, free buses for University of Greenwich students makes it really, really attractive to book accommodation there. And we as well have another campus, it's Medway near Kent. It is for engineering students, and those students who are doing international year 1 or foundation in engineering, they usually spend 1 day there once a week or once in 2 weeks. The university itself, it's quite big. So we have almost 40,000 students there. 30% of that students are actually international. And the university itself, so the main campus, we got really lots of investment into the main campus. So it allowed us to rebuild the library. We have new sports facilities. We have new student hub. We have brand new accommodation. So yeah, so Greenwich now is a really very nice place to study in. And also what is important, because we were talking about employment too. So as I mentioned now, UK is getting its 2-year post-study visa back. That means that when you finish your studies, you'll be able to be in the UK for 2 more years for work, or even just searching for work. And what we do with our university students as well. So we are actually the only university with an on-campus recruitment agency, and we also support our students into employment. So we help them to write CVs, we teach them how to do job interviews and other stuff. So if you really want to work, so it's a great opportunity to get a placement, to get some temporary job, to have some part-time job and so on, and be more successful when you actually graduate. Talking about student nationalities. So these are students' nationalities not for university, but for our courses, for international year 0, international year 1. And if you have a look here, you'll see that actually Uzbekistan is top 3. So yeah, the student community is quite nice. So definitely, if you go to University of Greenwich, you definitely won't be alone. So in terms of international year 0 and international year 1, as I mentioned, we accept to both of these programs after school, after 11 classes of school. So for international year 0, we do business management, engineering, science, computing, social science and law. And for international year 1, if you want to save 1 year, we're doing business and management and engineering as well. So here are the programs that you can do with international year 0 or foundation. And here is international year 1. So as you can see, the number of programs for international year 1 is a little bit more limited, but they're actually the most popular ones. So it's business with finance, business with marketing, business studies, and electrical and mechanical engineering for engineering programs. Talking about accommodation, as I said, we really invested lots of money to our accommodation. So we have 4 residences in walking distance from the university, and we also have 1 residence in Every Hill. So that's how residences look like. Usually they are all for 1. And you can have either en-suite facilities or share the kitchen with other students. There's also laundry, students can go to the gym. Okay, that's it for University of Greenwich. So our other partner is the Montfort University. So the Montfort University is located in Leicester. Leicester is around 1 hour, 5 minutes by train from central London to central Leicester. And here on the right, you can see the campus. So the university is the campus university. That means that the students will live at the same place where they study. That's quite comfortable. So DMU is really, really great for everything connected with art and design. So they top 20 for architecture, top 25 for art and design. And also what we do really good is economics, it's business, and it's also pharmacy. So Leicester is quite an old city. It's really close to London, and the thing that it's really quite, well, cheap. Not in terms of the price for studies, because the price of studies is the same, like in Greenwich, for instance, but in terms of accommodation, in terms of your living expenses, it's going to be 30% cheaper than London, at least. And all accommodation here is on campus. And we actually have 9 residents for international students. That means that almost all the time we will have availability there. So even if you are very late, even if you apply just in August, we have 99% guarantee that we will find you a room. And the prices are quite nice, so that means that you will be able to live like for £5,000 per year. Here are some of our accommodation buildings. Here are the rooms. So yeah, they're all quite nice and spacious and everything's new. So we also have a gym on campus. For the first year of students, it can be free. And then you pay something like, the minimum is like £10 per month for unlimited visits, for pools. Oop, nope, remind me. And also what the Montfort University does, which is quite good, is 1 year of optional placement. So what is 1 year of placement? That means that between year 2 and year 3, you can take a year of placement. So it's going to be 37 hours per week. You will receive your salary. You will have your work position according to your major, according to what you study, and you'll have the placement certificate upon completion. So to have 1 year of guaranteed work during your studies is really a great option. It can help you better for your further employment. So really, if you want to stay in the UK after your studies, we really advise everyone to take this opportunity. We have really famous alumni like Ben Frost, who has 3 Oscars. He actually created Frozen, was one of the people who are doing that. And Shuttleworth, so if you've been to London, you probably saw the Millennium Bridge, the Gherkin building. So he is the architect of all that stuff. And also there's the success story of one of our students who sold her clothes collection to one of the huge chains in the UK. Here at the Montfort University, we as well offer International Year 0, Foundation, and International Year 1-2. So we do great list of majors like Art and Design, Business Law, Engineering, Computing, like Sciences, Media, and Pharmacy. And we also accept to international first year, international year 1, straight after school. Again, it's business and management and engineering and computing. So yeah, here's our Faculty of Arts and Designs. Just we'll show you some pictures and facilities. We have great media studies. Of course, business and law, with loads of programs actually. Technology, that's where all our engineering programs are. Health and life science, well, it's mostly for pharmacy. And yeah, so for international first year to enter without the foundation year, we, as you can see, we just offer lots of things on the business route. and on engineering and computing route as well. So yeah, that's it about the Montfort University. So we also have among our partners, we have University of Dundee. University of Dundee is located in Scotland and it's actually top 20 in the world. It's actually number 2 in biological science in research, number 2 in the UK and number 1 in Scotland. So really, if you want something connected with biomedical sciences, connected with research, that's just the perfect place, University of Dundee. And actually, even if you look at other programs, Dundee is quite top 20 in everything, in law, in politics, even in art and design, in civil engineering, in computer sciences. So Dundee is really a very, very strong university. So if you are not afraid of getting to Scotland, so yeah, you can consider this option. And here at Dundee, we do admission to international year 1 to all the programs. Yeah, the programs that we offer are quite a lot of them. Another partner is University of Bangor. And University of Bangor is particularly good for psychology, for law and business. University of Bangor is located in North Wales, in the city of Bangor as well. I think it should be quite familiar for many students for Uzbekistan because Bangor has some partnerships with some universities in Tashkent too. So I know that students can get double degrees. But yeah, we offer this option as well, both for International Year 0 and International Year 1. Yeah, that was it. So if you have any questions already from the students, I will be happy to answer.
Thank you, Daria. It was very interesting. I have a question about the International Year 0, International Year 1. You mentioned that the students from Uzbekistan who completed 11 years of education, they can get into both of those programs.
Yeah.
What is the difference between them? I tend to, like, when students come and ask for advice, I tend to tell them to go to foundation, which is International Year 0 first.
Well, frankly speaking, so yeah, foundation is going to be easier because, well, first of all, foundation has more options because, for instance, we don't do International Year 0 we don't do International Year 1 for, I don't know, for pharmacy, or we don't do International Year 1 for certain programs. So for certain programs, we don't offer International Year 1 at all, and so the foundation is the only option. The second thing is, of course, the intensity of the program, because for International Year 1, the student should need at least 4 in his attestat, so his grades should be higher. And actually, we always talk to students as well, and we say that, well, if you are kind of a good student, if you know that you can work hard and everything, yeah, you can go and try International Year 1. But International Year 1, it's going to be more hours, it's going to be more studies. So the main difference, so if the student is not sure, or if the student wants a little bit of more of the soft landing, more support, more time to adapt in the UK, then I would recommend foundation. But if the student has good grades, if he's like the top student in the class and everything, so yeah, they can go and try International Year 1.
Okay, great. And the other question is about the master's, pre-master's program.
Yep.
A lot of people, they don't understand what is the pre-master's program and why do they need it.
So a pre-master's program, I would say it's like a foundation for masters. So you're going to have the same. So you're going to have subjects. So if you're going for business, for instance, you're going to have, or for accounting or something like that, you're going to have modules in finance, you're going to have modules in business studies. Also, you're going to have modules English as for academic English. And the very, I think, the very important module is the module called Study Skills. So Study Skills is the module where we actually teach you how to study in the UK. So how to write essays, how to submit your coursework, how to use systems like Moodle and everything else, because we have some funny stats. So students, when they start either foundation or International Year 1 or pre-masters, all their works go through the anti-plagiarism program. And we have this route of the students. So we show that maybe when they first submit their work, like 50% of students fail of the anti-plagiarism thing. And then when they submit the second work, then maybe 30% fail. And then when they submit the fifth work, just 2% of students fail. So that's really, there are really many things that are a little bit different with studies in the UK, and we're trying to explain these things to the student. So yeah, pre-masters is going to be an academic program with academic subjects related to your future major, and with English and with study skills.
And the most important part that even if the student goes to foundation or the pre-masters program, it's going to be single visa for the whole duration of the course.
Yeah. So now with the online programs, it's now a little bit different. So because I was talking about our online pre-masters. So the good thing about online pre-masters is that you do it online, no visa needed, nothing. Is going to be like 70% cheaper as well. And then when the student does our online pre-masters, he gets the visa to university. If the student is going to join us in September or later, when everything goes back to normal and everything, then yes, we're going to give visa one for both for pre-masters and the university course itself.
Mm-hmm. You also mentioned about some generous scholarships up to £4,000.
Yeah.
What students need to show to qualify for this scholarship?
Actually, we just need the application form and the documents that the student usually submits. So, for example, for the Montfort University, what the students submit, they usually submit their final attestat, or if they don't have it, they can submit a transcript with their current grades. They usually submit their English certificate. If they don't have it, it's okay, they can submit it now. And for the Montfort University, they need to write the statement of purpose. That's it. For Greenwich, we're asking just the transcript. So the students can provide the statement of purpose as well if they want to, but usually it's quite okay. We can see with the grades if they're good enough. Also the scholarships, we are also providing them with some strict timelines. So as I mentioned before as well, so the deadlines for some courses, this is like 5th of June or something like that. The deadline for other courses is later, but also the student should not only be a good student to qualify for the scholarship, but he should pay his deposit as well on time. Right now, we know that the situation is quite hard. So I know that some districts of Uzbekistan are in red zone. That means they can't actually go to the bank. So what we are doing now, so we introduced online payments. They just can be done in, 5 minutes, and we see them. And we also lowered the deposit amount for students. So now they don't need to pay 50% or anything like that. Right now, they just need to pay £1,000. And with this £1,000, they can guarantee scholarship. So it's just quite compared to the price of the course, it's not the big amount of money that so the students shouldn't be worried that they won't get the refund in time or stuff like that.
In the some other questions about the working rights while they're studying in London or Leicester, or do these students have the ability to work and pay for their expenses?
Yeah, so the Tier 4 student visa, it states that the student can work up to 20 hours per week while they study, and up to 40 hours per week while they are on holiday, for example, in summer. So many of our students, they do work. Some of them even start working when they are on the foundation program as well. They do some summer jobs and stuff like that. And I think lots of our students who started last year, so this year we became quite active with using student ambassadors, because lots of stuff obviously has gone online and we need really more people to talk to students and everything. And several of our students are now student ambassadors, and the university actually pays them for that, quite nice money. So there are lots of options on campus and off campus as well.
Thank you. We also have several students studying in London right now, but I wanted to ask you about the visa procedure for UK, just a little bit, not too long, about how easy to get your visa for United Kingdom.
It is quite, so if you compare a visa for the UK to Canada or to United States or to Australia, it is really much, much easier. So, touch wood, we didn't have any visa refusals for our programs in the last, for my region, in the last 3 years or so, because the procedure of applying for visa right now, as far as I know, almost everything is online. So you submit all your documents online. What you need to do, you need to go to Tashkent to Visa Center and submit your fingerprints and biometrics. and everything. So yeah, the visa process is quite easy. In terms of documents, the documents that you need to provide, so the one and the most important document is your confirmation of acceptance of studies, which is issued by university, saying that he's really to accept you and stuff like that. And then you submit these supporting documents. The supporting documents are your diploma of higher education, that's your IELTS, that's your bank statement actually showing that you have significant funds. But well, the good things with all these documents is that, first of all, you send all these documents to us and we can look at them and check that everything is okay. So there is just very, very low chance to get a visa refusal, because Uzbekistan is not in the list of high-risk countries or anything like that. So we didn't have any visa complications.
The point of studying is really getting a good job, making career in the future. I just want you to ask you, what sort of like students who receive their degrees from the United Kingdom, what kind of jobs waiting for them? What sort of careers do you think they can get?
Here it really depends. Well, I would actually recommend students to, really many students go to business degree routes, but I would recommend to look at other options. For example, for engineering, for computing. I know it's not very popular in Uzbekistan, but art and design is doing as well really good, because there are really many students with business degrees, but there are not so much students with computing or engineering degrees. And actually these things are now really developing. So I'm subscribed to many UK publics and communities about HR, about jobs, etc. And what I see that nowadays there are really lots of jobs in computing, in engineering. So I would recommend to look at these routes, especially when we really offer really nice scholarships for that programs.
Great, thank you. Daria, thank you very much. I think your presentation was amazing because you answered all of the questions I prepared earlier. You managed to, but so far, do we have any questions from students? No, I think we're good. Daria, thank you very much for your time. If you have any advice or anything you want to tell Uzbek students, you may say it now.
Well, my advice would be just study hard when you can now, and just prepare for your future studies, for your future careers, and just don't be too gloomy in this lockdown. We really hope it will end soon and we will see our friends and families and we'll be able to hug everyone without this horrible lockdown measures. So yeah, just stay positive. That's it.
Thank you, Daria. It was very good advice. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. It was lovely to talk to you. Thank you. Bye.